What a bizarre. Never even got any coffee. No, I'll go get the coffee while you're talking. I will. As a matter of fact, wouldn't trade me. Wouldn't trade. Nope. Sure. Oh, yes. Can they see me at all?
Yeah.
All right. You have no idea what we just went through and how many times StreamYard deleted this video before we got it right. It's a pain in the ass.
Didn't even let Jason get his coffee yet.
I did lose power this morning. Who's that? Oh, that's Rhino? Yeah. Yeah, this morning started off with I lost power, so I was on generators. This video was going to be at 2. I told him don't show up till later so we can start at 3. Yeah, it's been one series of events after another all day long. And then when he shows up, this isn't the first really weirdo. We had 2 laptops set up, 2 cameras in 2 different directions, and we had so much reverb and interface we scrapped it and decided to sit on the screen together.
Now I get to be real up close.
And then
Jason.
YouTube decides to delete a video. And I don't know, man. I do not know what just happened.
Well,
might be my new Scythian hat. You know, this hat is supposed to look like tinfoil beanie.
A little bit.
It's supposed to. I mean, that's it was advertised. It was advertised as tinfoil. See?
Yeah. I don't know if I've seen that one before.
Yeah, I ordered another one because I didn't like this one. But this is supposed to be a tinfoil beanie. It looks like tinfoil, doesn't it? Yeah. It's my Scythian hat. My Scythian tinfoil hat. So Jamie Robbins is in town too. I don't have any announcements except so much is going on today. I'm going to go live with the Cypher community tomorrow since I don't have anything. I don't have anything scheduled. So today, we're going to listen to Jarin give us the business. And I'll have to go back in after the video and put all your material back into the description box. I am not messing with this video until it is done. Right?
No problem. People are rolling in.
Right.
Slowly figured it out.
Oh, no, it'll be here. It'll be over 1,000 people before this video's halfway done. So I'll save all announcements for tomorrow's videos, day after. I got John Lamb Lash coming on the channel on Friday. I'm excited about that. My God, he's got a big book. It's all small print too. Yeah, man.
When you say a big book, it means it's a big book.
Yeah, it's a good 1.5 inch thick, but it's small print and it's a lot of font per page. So yeah, he wasn't writing a book just to throw something out there. He put his life into that book. Yeah, man. How's our audio? Audio check's good. Can you hear him? He and I both?
Check 1, 2, 3. Can't see me. How can you not see me?
How can you not see Jarin?
I'm right in your seat.
Can't see Jarin. Victoria, how you not see him?
Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, well, you're so used to seeing me right there. Well, we have been messing with technicalities so intently that I neglected to go get our coffee. So I'm going right now to go get us a couple cups while Jarin entertains you. You can start your presentation, bro. Because I know you well enough to know that you could take the house.
All right.
You can just take off. And I'll take my water bottles. Do you have yours?
No. Thank you.
I'm going to go making some coffee.
Awesome. Hey, Archaix, what's going on? See, people are starting to figure it out and come on back over to our 3rd try. So super grateful to be here. It's amazing to be in the studio of Jason's and see the library. It's a surreal experience, even being here for my 2nd time. And so, thanks for tuning in. I don't want to say too much about myself, but for those of you that haven't seen me before, I'll mention a little. So last time I talked about cosmic human design, we're not going to be talking about that at all today, but that is something that we've worked with. So you could check out the old video if you want to hear a little bit more about that. But today, want to talk about the inner authority, the authentic self, the true self. You could call it the immortal within, the cosmic self, the state of being that so often many are not coming from. And it's a constant challenge and a constant, remembrance to get yourself back to that place, because so often, as Jason says, we default to the ego, to the negative programming, or to the dungeon programming. And we're coming from a place of fight or flight. We're coming from a place of duality, a place of judgment, a place of right and wrong, a place of getting ourselves entangled with the field or entangled in programming we don't wish to be entangled anymore, whether it's external and coming from the outside, or whether it's our past version of self that keeps peeking through. So we'll talk about that, and as well as some activities that I want to talk about that we could be doing on a regular basis to help fortify that inner authority, fortify that true self within, that self within that has the ability to be, the author of your life, the co-creative author, let's say, the co-author of your life, where you and source, you and the God within, the divine within, the oversoul, however way you want to put it, is co-creating and authoring your life, a chosen life, So I think I said I was going to say a little bit about me. So, I've been working in the field of manifestation for a long time, about 2008. And, kind of went so quick with it that decided that why else am I here? Why am I on this plane? What am I in this body for? And this is why. I'm here to support people with manifestation. I'm here to support people in living their dreams. I'm here to support and learn myself on how we can become more efficient and more effective with it. So, that's been my life journey, and long road along the way. And that included, not just personal coaching or teaching and classes and whatnot. It included some corporate work where we would work with 80 employees at a time in a corporation and help them in their building of their dreams individually, as well as a team in synergy. So, had a lot of experience along the way. I see some of you saying you can't see me, and some saying that you can. So don't understand why I wouldn't be seen. I'm right in Jason's normal seat. So for those of you that can't see me, I guess we'll have to figure that out. Anyways, so along the journey also, some of you may have seen me. I don't know why you can't see us. Well, when Jason gets back in, we'll have to figure that out. It doesn't make any sense. You can see my arm there. Now you'll see me, but I don't know what we'll do with Jason when he gets back. So, anyway, some of you may have seen me before on Rise TV. Shout out to Greg Schumacher out there. We led a show every Sunday for about 5 years. Rise TV. We were taken off YouTube 7 times back in 2020 and 2021. So we joined Rumble, and Rumble's where you can access most of those videos that we did. We did hundreds of them, interviewed lots of amazing guests, a few of what some in the errant field might call shills, we played in the light and the dark, and we always spun it back to rising consciousness, elevated inspiration, while we played in all those games. So some of you may have seen that before. We quit doing it back in 2024. We took a long break, but you can check that out, and you'd find a lot of videos on that, including a lot of personal manifestation moments, that I've put out there, which is, a lot of different variations of some of what we'll talk about today, or what you access, of course, with Jason's amazing We Immortals list. So, and also some activities. There are some out there on, we had a show that was live and interactive called School of Om. And we did a lot of activity together in, exercising, your magic. And so that's accessible too, as well as the Cosmic Human Design show. So that's on YouTube at the Cosmic Human Design website. So I thought I'd just mention that because I didn't mention that before. So not new to the podcast game, just took a break for a little while. And the man is back with the good stuff. The bad news, Jason, is they couldn't see me the first 3-4 minutes I was talking. So I had to step in front of this camera, and I don't know how we're going to be together because for some reason it's not picking me up here.
It's hot.
Thank you.
It's hot. Interesting. What's picking me up right now? Way over here.
Well, we see it, but they were saying they're not seeing it. So I don't know.
StreamYard is the very first time I saw it. You saw it earlier. They had a little half screen deal. I don't understand what it is. I've never seen that. Feature before. StreamYard just made some changes. That's why I kept getting kicked out. They got some new settings changes I'm not familiar with. See that show vertical right there?
See,
you see that?
Yeah.
This is a new feature. I've never seen that before.
Some of you are saying, half of you are saying you see fine, and some of you are saying you aren't. So
because some of them are mobile, and this is the mobile version, and the mobile version is going to cut out one of us.
Oh, all right. All right, that's what it is. Somebody's
saying there are 2 streams. There's 2 lives on. See, it didn't even make sense. We deleted all that. StreamYard's really starting to upset me lately.
It's an AIX day, huh?
One of those days. Today started that way. So weird. Yeah. You know what? Because see, why is this? What is this? I'm going to hide that vertical. And I'm going to go in here. What is going on? This is a different setting here. Is that better? Can you? Y'all can see both of us now?
Maybe that's better. Let's see.
I just now changed it. So starting with this comment here. 11:11. What do you guys see right now?
Y'all look great. No. See?
It's in a YouTube short format.
Now I can't see you, Jason, it says.
Wow. This is, you know what? I don't know, man. I don't know. Today's not been a good day. Everything that could possibly go wrong today has gone wrong. All little shit. Nothing major. Just all little shit. Laptop still not showing you both. We're not even on a laptop. Wow.
Some of you are saying I see you both. So
yeah,
that's all got to be where you are.
Yeah, it's got to be. Their new settings have everything to do with mobile, and I don't know, man. I don't know what to see this big block box right here. Look at that. Nothing. I don't know. Bad naughty lyrics. Maureen says, I see you both in Florida. Today has been a weird day indeed. Somebody said in the chat.
Second stream is cut.
All right, get off the other stream. Don't worry about the other stream. We're not over there. So bizarre, man. There's only one of us, so all we need is this one screen like this, right? So we're going to remove that from studio. Yeah, I don't know. In the settings, we're going to go into settings real quick. Do you see anything in the settings? Here's camera, audio, visual effects, record layouts. Cropped layout. That's a cropped. Okay.
There's a million.
Cinema layout. No, there's nothing wrong in the settings here. Camera's fine. I see myself perfectly on screen. I don't know why you guys don't.
Is this the Archaix coffee?
No.
No.
Nope.
Oh, I haven't
that is espresso.
Nice.
Espresso.
See what I get for wanting to be in studio?
Hmm.
Messed you up twice.
Yeah, this is the second time Jarin's been on the channel, and it's been third time or second time? Second time, and both times he came to the studio, and both times we've had nothing but F-ups. It's been foobarred each time. My studio is not designed for that. It's just designed for me to stream.
I'm seeing a lot of people saying it's good now.
Yeah. Go ahead.
All good now.
Go ahead. Did you tell them about the library?
Oh, yeah. I got to see the library and the Pac-Man game also. That's pretty cool. Yeah, the library is amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, anybody having problems should just exit and come back because you might be under the old formatting that we deleted.
Yeah, and you got the most cutest, awesome dog I think I've ever met. She won't leave me alone when she's around me. She'll just lick my face off. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't think nothing about it. She's human friendly.
Yeah.
Bella's got the name of war. She's my most aggressive dog, and she's a squirrel chaser. Bella, I've never seen anything like it. Never seen anything like it in my life. Half red heeler, half pit bull, and my dog can jump to the top of that 6-foot picket fence, and that little 2x4 chase can run like a cat for 5 or 6 feet before she has to jump back in. But the squirrels don't even know what to think about it.
No,
because the squirrels get on the fence and try to get away. She jumps up and runs along the fence, but she can only stay up there for like a good 5 or 6 feet, and then she's got to fall back in.
It's like a cat.
Like a cat.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Bella is athletic. For real. So, you guys can see me now or what? You don't need to see me anywhere. Anyway, Jarin's doing the talking.
I think we're good now. We're almost up to 800 in the chat, so sometimes you just got to go with the flow, people. I talked about that last time, and it's a good point. In fact, before getting into the co-creative relationship and all that, which Jason talks about, we'll talk about, the inner authority that has to choose things that sometimes are uncomfortable or challenging, or go through things that we perceive as challenging instead of defaulting to the fight or flight. And, I know that sometimes when I'm going, to new horizons and
don't worry about you. They can still see you.
Oh,
everybody keeps saying there's two streams going simultaneously.
Uh-oh.
There are.
Oh no.
This is weird, dude. This is YouTube doing some really weird. Look, here's one 7. Look at this. So I'll tell you what. I don't understand what's going on, but that one's got to go. All right, there's only one stream going, and we're both on the screen. See that? Did you see that? This is at 594, and the other one was at 100. This is a weird. Dude, you're bringing this high weirdness to my field, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take the blame. Blame me or blame trying to set up the technology. It can be both.
All right,
should have just left it the way it was at the beginning. I tried to make it easy by no screen share.
Yeah, all right, so now we're done with studio. They'll be coming over here when they see it. All right, so look, yeah, it's good now.
So that
good
was
now. For some reason, YouTube was splitting the video into 2 pieces. I don't know. I've never seen that before. Not of this world. There are no 2 streams now because we just deleted the other one. We don't know why YouTube did that.
All right.
So what do you think about this 3-eye Atlas deal?
Nothing.
Nothing. It's a nothing burger.
It is nothing.
It's a nothing
distraction and a waste of time.
Yes, it is.
But
yes, it is.
I know some of you out there might take offense to that, but that's okay.
The Avi Loeb, the guy that heavily promotes this, he's an astronomer. He's Jewish. He's really been promoting the shit out of this. Oh, it's not natural and so. Well, my problem is you're trying to get me to go back. I've already moved so far forward. I can no longer believe any images in the sky from NASA because they're now admitting that 100% of all their images are computer CGI renditions and artist renditions based off the data they get. Because satellites don't take actual photos. They read signals and then they turn the signals into pictures. And they say a lot of times, well, we need artists to help us put these pictures back together. So we get these perfect perfect terrain pictures of Pluto. Come on, man. Really? I'm not buying it. Not buying it. I don't trust NASA at all.
Yeah, well, didn't you say too that the public isn't seeing it? We're just taking for word what we're told that it is, but no one can actually see it with their own.
All the greatest high-powered telescopes can look at real minute features on our moon because our moon is local. It's so close. It could still be holographic, but when they try to look at the same type of minutia on Jupiter and on Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune, the four supposed gas giants, they're just luminaries. They're just oscillating fields of light far out there, no matter how much you magnify them. Yeah, private telescopes can't see the rings of Saturn. Why not? Why not? Shit.
Good question.
So crazy. So crazy, man. All right, cool. So that's good. More and more people are coming in. We're lucky to have this many people after all that.
How do some of you know that I went to school for kinesiology?
Didn't you say
I
that?
must know you. Did I say that before?
I don't know, dude. I don't even know.
Not here. I must know you. Sorry if I don't know your name. Yeah, that was my original schooling was to become a personal trainer, and that's what I did out in LA for a while first, but before moving on to this. Not that I would live in LA now, because I wouldn't, but at that time it was an amazing place to live. I'll tell you that. Oh yeah.
Yeah, LA's not nowhere to live now.
From 2007 to 12 as a person in their 20s, I wouldn't want to live anywhere else.
Yeah. No doubt.
But not now.
Did you ever mess around San Diego at all?
Yeah. I mean, not, but some visits.
I know a lot more about San Diego than I do LA. I've only passed through LA.
Yeah, it's a little calmer. So,
yeah, it's laid back.
All right, guys, I think we're back to the number we were at before. So, all right, so we'll try again with all these pattern breaks. But yeah, my main intention here, for all of you that are already into We Immortals, right? You're immortal within, and you're already watching all these videos and all these great things that Jason has done and putting things out in different words and different ways and different exercises. My question is, how many of you are living it, and how many of you are on a daily basis going into that zone where you're being co-creative and you're being passionate and moving in the direction towards the things that you wish to experience and that you wish to give? Because we're in a world, obviously, where it's very easy to be distracted, and it's very easy to watch other people's lives, to just watch other people's lives and watch the things that are going on and kind of wait for a time to be better, or ignore, what's going on out of fantasy and out of illusion instead of living life. And, I just say that as general terms. I know many of you are into living your dharma or your purpose or your creative life, but I think we could be doing it more, and I know that I go through rhythms. I go through times where I'm all about it and I'm all on it, and all of a sudden I find myself stepping away and finding excuses. So
YouTube just censored me. You saw that?
What is going on right now? They never do that, do they?
While he was speaking, I answered somebody's little comment. I said, Alexander never visited the temple. It's total fiction. It's Jewish propaganda. And YouTube censored it. It says YouTube rejects your comment.
Wow.
Let me try it. Let me try it again. Go ahead.
Wow. Today's a day. Yeah, so, I think we have to inspire ourselves to become motivated to do that, and I think that, yes, we can talk about meditation. Yes, we can talk about visualization. Yes, we can talk about inspired videos. Yes, we can talk about a lot of things that all work or that we can engage. But for me, I'm wearing the shirt for it. My big push to everyone out there is to journal to yourself every single day and to get in a rhythm and a habit of doing so. And I don't think that there's anything more powerful, more raw than the power of the pen, and that getting your avatar in motion and putting your energy into the field, into your informed field to create reality, just like Jason says. And, the biggest reason, first and foremost, that I promote writing so much is the focus, because that is the first state of consciousness, is to be able to focus our energy and our attention. And writing is an action, it's something that you're doing that you can become so entrenched in that you lose sight of everything else in the external world, and you start to fortify, as I said, your internal, spiritual, highly individualized self, and you start to exercise your magic, your internal energy, and you're focusing that energy on something instead of scattering it all over the place. So, the first fundamental reason of why we write is because of focus, and the next reason is exactly adds on to what I just said, that is an action. Thought is thought, and voice has its power, and we could call that somewhat of an activity or an action, but writing is a deed. I mean, you're doing the deed, you're getting it done. You're able to visibly see what you put into the field. And there's a part of you that doesn't know the difference between writing and living it, because you're in that action, that tactile touch of the pen to paper. And Jason, I know you've talked about all this before. Yeah.
Great word.
Yeah. And I know you've talked about this several times before, so it's nothing new. It's just adding to the, the momentum to remember. I know that, sometimes I can get so lost in my intentional writing that, an hour, 2 hours, 70, 80, 90 pages can go by. And I'm so engrossed in that zone that, I don't want to get out of it. But I also know that sometimes I don't want to get into it. I don't want to start it. Or when I start it, I want to get out, I want to jump out of it. And that's the kind of will it takes to be able to cross that threshold. And once you break free, using those words, once you break free and you're in that creative zone, you don't want to stop. And then once you're there and you're starting to feel the authentic self coming through and the dreams that you're projecting out as if they're already here, and you're in that state of being, and you start to feel that energy and you start to vibrate on that level. And then you start to go through your day and you start to witness synchronicities happening and things starting to line up and things starting to come to you without almost any effort. You ask yourself, why am I not doing this all the time? Because I know many of you out there do this. Many of you out there understand how to, get your reality and co-creation to get your, tunnels going. But we don't do it regularly, and that's really the key that I think I go to writing with so much, is because, you can kind of commit the time, you have to take the action, and you can commit the space to doing so, so those are the first two reasons, is the focus and the action. And then the last thing I wanted to just mention on why I see writing is so powerful is because not only is it an activity and an action, but while you're in the zone, you're going to align your subconscious with the superconscious. Or in other words to say, as Jason would say, you're going to draw from the field, or draw from source and pull from the field, right? Different ways to all say the same thing. But when you're there, you're going to get prompts to take that are beyond the logical, that are beyond the known. You're going to be lent energy, and your internal self is going to realize what to do and where to go and what needs to be done. And so the third effect of it is, not only am I in action while I'm doing so, not only am I already writing code that is causing my reality to begin to bend in my energy, but I'm also arriving at the actions to take that are either inspired or intuitive. And this is all, aspects of what I call the inner authority, the authentic self within. And you can trust yourself. You can trust your body. You can trust source. But you can only trust it when you're in that zone and it's coming to you intuitively. And when it comes, then the last step is to take them. So, while you're writing, write down on the side the prompts and the ideas and the solutions that you get, and write them down. And don't stop. Don't stop what you're doing and your visioning, but write all those down. And then when you're done, go take them. Embrace it. From that state, from that zone, go take those actions. And some of them may be easy and inspiring, but some of them may be super challenging. You don't want to do it. It's past the comfort zone. You're worried about what someone else may think, all those types of things. That's what and I'll take a break and stop my mouth here rambling, bring Jason in. But that's what I almost encourage you to take first. When you get into that zone and you arrive at those actions and you see one that's challenging or that you need to do, to take it right there and then, and doing it right after you are doing your writing practice.
I agree. I also want to address the beef here. The beef 3333. How do you feel about journaling when you're in a negative mindset, venting and bitching? I'm going to say that I promote it because it's an excellent way to discharge that negative information into something, because you're going to discharge it anyway. Anytime you hold the negative, you're going to discharge it into behavior, and your behavior is going to affect other souls in the construct. You don't want that. So if you're feeling really bad and negative about something, and you're talking about journaling, well, you're doing something productive. You're literally channeling that negativity into something inanimate, into something in the field that's not going to affect somebody else. You have literally discharged negativity into a physical object, almost like sympathetic magic. The old rituals, the scapegoating, the laying on the hands of a victim in order to discharge the debt and the sin debt of a community into a sacrificial a sacrificial victim. It's the same principle. So yeah, if you think that you shouldn't journal when you're in a bad mood or negative deal, you need to take this consideration. If you do, you're going to be letting it go, and you're going to be letting it go without toxifying another soul.
For sure. You know, I have one exercise that personally I found has been the most effective if I'm picking overall, you know, people that have partook in this, is, you know, writing down a shit list, a what sucks list, a what's limited list, a what I'm not happy with, of what's not working out. You know, draw a line down the sheet of paper, and on the left, write all that sucks or all that's not, you know, up to par. Yeah. Then on the right, write the opposite of that, you know, because sometimes it's one thing to go after, quote, what we want. Of course, then we want to feel like we have it. But it's another thing to look at what we don't want, which teaches us and shows us and reflects to us what we do want. So you just write the whole list that sucks. And then on the right, write the opposite of that. You know, literally word for word, whatever would be the polar of that. Then take that sheet of paper, get on another sheet of paper, and just paint a story of that. Start just affirming that reality of the opposite of what you don't want. And then be willing to become that person, even if it's just for that half hour. Even for that half hour, you got into the feeling state that you were now this person and your reality was now this way. You're using contrast to its advantage, and you're not running from it or you know, hiding from it. You're embracing it, and you're using polarity to your advantage instead of your limitation.
Have you ever read two different people asked about the ringing cedars?
Yes.
Some Russian story. I have not read it. I'm not familiar with it. What are they talking about?
You know what? I read one of those books back in 2011 or so. And I know that there's, you know, a whole list of, I think there's several books.
So it's okay. It's a thing. It's not just it's a whole
novel. Series, I believe.
It's not a novel or something. All right. I don't know anything about the,
yeah. So try that out, guys. It's a joke. I just call it a shit list. Be honest about it, you know. But don't just stay with the negative. Get it out, flip it, use it, then just go there and say, you know what, for the next 20 minutes, I'm just going to stay on this opposite reality than the one I'm complaining about. And I'm going to cause myself to feel it and to stay in that zone. And not only that, remember, on the side, any prompts or inspired actions that I get, I'm going to write them down. And then when I'm done, I'm going to take them. I'm going to move my avatar in that direction. And I'm going to do the actions that came to me each and every day. And then I'm going to let it go. And I'm just going to get in the flow state and do something else. So it's nothing new that you already talk about. Just re-bringing it into the field. And I feel like, you know, I know how I am, that some of us may get so enthused watching people that inspire or we consider role models like Jason. And then the question is, are you living your, you know, life purpose? Are you living what you're capable of? You know, are you doing what you're here to do? And that's not going to come by watching anyone else. That's going to come by you going within.
I like Carly Simon's little comment here. It's a good release valve. Yeah, the pressure release valve is to maintain structural integrity. If you're just going to use engineering as an example, the release pressure valve is absolutely necessary for the rest of the structure to maintain its structural integrity. Without it, it's going to blow, and it's always going to blow at its weakest point. So it's no different with humans. It's you hold that anger, you hold that rage in, you hold that despair in, and you don't find a constructive way to discharge it, then it's going to come out in your weakest moments. And during your weakest moments, you're going to be doing the maximum amount of damage to those around you because you didn't find a healthy way to discharge something. You got to discharge things into the field and not into other souls. That's for real. That's the main problem with relationships. People focus all that at someone who is there as their life partner, as their friend, maybe just a drinking buddy. I don't know, but instead of dealing with a problem internally and maybe alchemizing that into something in the material world, like writing is perfect to discharge it through journalism, because you're going to be letting it go. Once you put it into the field through the act of writing, there's a lot going on here. You're not just thinking about it. You're also feeling the emotions, and you're also doing something with the avatar that translates those thoughts into material things, which are words on paper. And then 2 or 3 hours later, you're going to realize, damn, man, I don't even feel that way no more. I'm done. I'm free of that shit. but people don't take the time to do little things like that. Maybe chop wood. I do physical things. I don't always write like that. You guys know when I'm feeling real, when my vibration is real high, I put out things like the We Immortals videos, and on X I'll do spiritual posts and spiritual videos on YouTube. But when I'm feeling toxic and negative, no, I build shit or I destroy shit. And the shit I destroy is like stuff that needs to be destroyed. Wood needs to be chopped. Wood needs to be cut. I need to burn things. Like I burned my whole Phaelorn saga. Yeah. All those fantasy books and come on, thousands of pages of notes. I built a whole world. I built everything. Discharged it all. And I'm free of that. I'm absolutely free of that. But the main problem is there's only two ways to discharge stuff. You're either going to discharge it into the field somehow, or you're going to discharge it into another soul. And that's where we gotta watch out. People,
or we're going to hold on to it, and it's going to
you're not going to hold on.
Hard.
Yeah. If you hold on to it too much, you're going to discharge. Yeah. It's the way it is. Yeah, energy is always meant. It doesn't matter if it's good energy or bad energy. Energy is always meant to flow. It is not to be contained. Try to contain it, and something's going to happen. Just like money. Those with the biggest money problems are those who think money is something that is to be possessed. Those who don't really have money problems are those who realize that money is currency and is designed to flow. So it's money and energy are the exact same. So you never hold on to that shit. You got to everything has its use, has its function, and wisdom is basically the application of knowledge and knowing when something needs to be discharged.
Yeah, man. And besides the energy inside that needs to move, it makes me think of our perceived external world. And to me, I call hell stagnancy. Stagnancy where nothing's changing. You're in the comfort zone and you're doing the same things every day and you're looping through and you're complaining about the same things. You're in your dungeon programming and your own karmic dungeon program. And so, change is life. And shifting is such a good thing. And one way, as Jason's talked about with breaking pattern, is such a amazing way to do so. And the other is just to get in the zone of your genius, to get into that zone. It reminds me of, you had Logan on the other day. Love Logan. And you guys were talking.
He's got great energy too, man. And I don't mean to interrupt. I just want to say one thing. He's a nihilist. So being a nihilist, it is so crazy that he and I get along so well.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that 20 minutes talk. I mean, that was, when you were talking though about, we do have free will and what, when you get into the zone, and for those of us, I think you said something like, 10-15% of those aware and awake aren't just living out the patterns, and we are, putting ourselves into the field and getting into that zone. And that's absolutely the case. You can make yourself get into that zone, and life can make you get into that zone. It's what you do with it. But I know for a fact that if we got into that zone more, we'd be happier beings, not just because of what we're causing and what we're experiencing, but because of how we feel, and it gets to the point where it doesn't even matter what's outside of you, what the inner eye and the inner being is seeing it. People call it your third eye. I call it your first eye. You don't care what you're seeing with your eyes. The visible doesn't matter. What matters is your vibration and the direction you're going. And by being in that place, even without the results that you want, you'll live a happier life because you'll feel like you're already that person.
Is your mama in the chat?
She is.
Okay.
She's.
I thought somebody was trolling me for a second. Would you please tell Jarin when he's going to get home? Would you please ask Jarin when he's going to get home? Oh, that's good stuff.
She said that?
Yeah.
That's fine. She's up in upstate New York, so.
She wants you to visit her, man.
Yeah.
Let's see. All right. Yeah, I agree, man. We can also, discharging that negativity through writing. I don't like talking about these things a lot because we still have basically a puritanical Christian society. And even if people aren't still believing in the actual, historical value of the text, the principles that we live by here in the Western world are still Christian. You understand? We still have very Christian ideas. So when you talk about things like sympathetic magic and ritual, people get triggered, but it's real. Let me give you an example. Hold that knight up right there. Pick that knight up. that's holding that pen. Yeah. So show that on camera. So I have a very special pen. That pen doesn't come off that night because I've basically charged the field. And what I mean is I set a specific intent that this night is going to hold this very important pen. I can change those ink cartridges out, but this very important pen, this is my rifle pen. Look at that. Just like a rifle. Just like a rifle. Pulls the ink out. But this is my very important pen, and I leave it right there. But I've already charged the field, because every inanimate object and every living object has an informed field. I've already charged the field for that night. It's just a pen holder. It looks nice, but it's just a pen holder, but it's holding a very special pen because I charged the field for the pen as well. And the field for that pen is that anytime I'm really in my flow and I'm really feeling my vibration is super high and I got something deep and I don't know what it is, I've already charged the field that I can pull out a pad of paper. And I just sit right here in the studio or in the library next door, and I'll pull that pen out, and I'm going to write something profound that people need to hear, and I'm going to post it on X. Done it many, many, many times. Many of the things I write end up being videos. So that's what that pen is for. I got a whole bunch of pens. I got pens all over the place. But that pen is for when I'm in a certain state. And I've charged that night. I've charged that pen, and and it's only going to be used. I have many, like this one on my daily basis right here. This is the pen I use on my daily basis. The real skinny little pen I'm always writing notes down. I'm always thinking of things, so I carry pen and paper with me everywhere I go. I'll be at a restaurant or something with Big John, and he'll be talking, and I'll totally ignore him, and I'll just pull out my paper out, and I just start writing it. It's just how I am. I just can't stop the amount of thoughts passing through that need to be recorded, so I'll write them down. But I write them with this pen because that pen is charged for a very specific purpose, and you can do the same thing. You can have a secret book. Oh, there they are right there. I got these little books I can write in. See all these little stack of books here? Yeah. These are all pad books. So empty paper. So you can have a special journal book. You can decorate it, do whatever you want. You can charge that book. It could be your anger grimoire. It doesn't matter what you name it or how you design it, but it could literally be something that you've made a compact between you and the oversoul, basically saying, look, man, anytime I'm dealing with something I can't really deal with, or I'm just frustrated and shit, I'm gonna give it to you because you didn't really design me to deal with this bullshit, or I wouldn't be feeling this way. So I'm just gonna write it all down. I told you I've cussed God out, guys. Write it all down, put it all in there. By the time I shut that book, it's yours. It's not mine anymore. Discharge that shit. You can charge different objects in your life for different functions. And as long as you honor what you charge them to do and only use them in those deals, that informed field will interface with your informed field and accomplish exactly what it is you're trying to do.
I even do that with certain songs. Certain songs bring out a certain energy with me, and I'll listen to my feeling as I'm in the, in my day. And, some songs I find actually, think about your teenage years. There's something about teenage years songs that you maybe you haven't listened to in a long time, and bring it back. And it can remind you of that free spirited identity, where you were then, that you can draw from that energy, that adventure, that open-mindedness, that lack of responsibility, that freedom feeling, and bring it out into your now. So, I think that music is a big deal, and I listen to my feeling. Sometimes it's loud, hard rock. Sometimes it's blasting Tool over and over and over again. Sometimes I'll get into a current where I will play the same song, perhaps even the same 2 minutes of that song over and over for an hour, if I'm in that kind of zone. And then other times, though, it's, soft, meditative, creative. You got to go with your feel, and you got to grab everything you can, that can add to it. So, Jason's talking about charging the pen. If you got a space in your house where you don't mess around with anything else but that, you go to your space and you're charging that space every single time that you step in there, and you're charging that paper. And the part of the inner authority isn't just that we author our life from that state, which means the true identity. I saw someone mention, a new identity. That's what it's all about each and every day. It's almost like you wake up and you're reborn. If you could wake up, do nothing else, don't get into the social media, don't get into the to-dos, don't get into anything else. Just, I'm born. I don't know anything else. The only thing I remember in this world is who I am and the co-creative relationship. This world is a neutral field, and it's an adventure waiting to be lived. And anything can happen. And I'm going to step into that identity. Now, that's easier said than done. It's way easier said than done.
I totally agree. I mean, if you wake up this morning thinking that you're going to be the same person you were yesterday, then you basically charge the field to be the exact same person tomorrow when you wake up. So the past isn't a predicate for the future. So every day you wake up, you can literally reforge a whole new identity. And it's yeah, man, the past doesn't obtain. I mean, look at me. I got a terrible past. A horrible past.
And that's an amazing
And I'm not trying to hear it. I'm just not trying to hear it. I'm moving forward, and I'm taking everybody with me who wants to go, and those who want to troll and all that. What do? I block them. There's several thousand people blocked from Archaix, and you know what? It's still growing just fine.
Yeah.
Not even a bump in the road.
When you bring up the past, and 95% of the collective's thoughts are of the past. It's yesterday's thoughts.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's not true for the individuals or the errants out there, but it's true for the collective. And that's what we're, quote, battling against, because we don't need to have 95% of our thoughts be yesterday's thoughts. And the only way we're going to get into that zone is, making ourselves get into that zone, because otherwise you just step right into what you're used to. We forget to dream. And that's something children have. They remember the dream. They know they can dream. They have the fantasy. And I think that we could empower ourselves to do that more often.
That was a cool statement. Hurt people.
Yeah.
So true. It's feedback loop. Feedback loop, man.
So your new identity, which is coming from the true self, isn't, there's two limitations here. One is your limited view of yourself, your past version, your fitting in, your conditioned version of, fitting into what society wants, what you're supposed to do, what other people want, what you wanted when you were in the past, all these limitations. And that's the first one. So you have to overcome, your old self. And then the other limitation is how you view the world. And I think that this is so amazing to be in the Archaix universe and to have the information we have. I mean, I'm amazed by it, and I love it, and I'm proud to be here, and it's what I was asking for. And I am, in a way, obsessed with learning more and seeing what's going on out there in the world, and how the codes works, and everything, all the patterns of time and the histories and everything else. And this is great. And we get to do that because we're in that elevated state where we can be the observer of the collective and of the realm itself and its mechanics. But at the same time, I know that many of us, with that being said, make excuses or have subconscious worry that this is a scary world. This is a negative world. This is a bad world. This is a world that's going to get worse. And so the other element, besides your perception of you, who are you, what is the identity that you have, is how do I see the world? Well, I can be aware of what all that is out there in the collective, but I'm going to choose to vision an amazing world for myself and all that I draw into it. So my life is an adventure. My life is positive. The field wants to give to me. I'm drawing people that are, that are resonant to me. I'm bringing people in that can do what I don't do to grow what I want to grow. And I don't have to do it all myself. Whatever it may be, I can go into the gas station and I will meet an errant. I can sit on a bus next to someone and I will meet an errant. And people talk, there's not many of us and the world out there is negative. And I go around and it's nothing but adventure and nothing but amazing people. And I realize wherever I go, I'll draw them to me. Now, I just say that so that we open up our attitude of this amazing world that we are and that we can have in this bright future we have in front of us, all errants out there, this amazing future. Just take a moment and realize how far you've come, how far you have come, how much you now know, how much you're capable of, the huge heart that you have. And then project that forward to how far we will go, but in an amazing world for us while we're watching and aware and supporting people of all that other shit, which Jason really is, the leader of this world in. And I'd say that humbly, but
I appreciate that.
You are the truth. But we got to have an adventurous spirit. We got to have a willing to move through the comfort zone. And so I think that that's what the inner authority does. It authors your life from a new identity, the identity, and then the new identity of, who you seek to be in your highest state every single day, as well as your attitude of the world being an adventurous giving world that's giving back to you as you go forward.
So somebody said that, I think it's Pamela. Pamela said, Logan has his own meaning of nihilist. So many nihilists, Pamela, so little time. She's always saying that. So many of something, so little time. Yeah, I don't know what his meaning is. I know he's a great guy, got great energy. He was a part of my San Diego meetup. He came and kicked it with Max Egan and I and Martin Leakey and Danny of the Unfuckers and Joel. I had a big crowd there that time. Oh, Autodidactic was with us. Then Autodidactic brought another YouTuber, this blonde chick I'd never seen before. She's got a channel. Then they did some channels and traveling together. But I had a big little meetup in San Diego. And Logan showed up. And he's got great energy.
I love Logan.
I remember 3 or 4 of us were sitting back on the couch in the living room, and we just kicked back and we're like all tapping each other like, hey, look. Logan took over the kitchen. You know, like 10 people all in the kitchen just mesmerized.
Yeah,
because we rented an Airbnb, and then Logan joined us, and we just had the house full of people. Everybody's going from room to room listening to different people talk.
Yeah, Logan's great. We had Logan and Joel and several others on Rise TV back in the day. Real people. That's the other thing about this Archaix universe is you got your real people, and you guys can feel that. You know deep inside who's real, who's authentic, and who's not.
I don't know why Prophet associates me with Walter Cronkite. You have to explain that in the chat.
That's a new one.
That's a new one.
Yeah, so beyond that, is to take the actions that your intuition gives you while you're doing it. And then finally, when you're out living in the field, Jason brought up one of them that the inner authority does, is that when you are living in the day and you get these prompts and ideas that come to you, and they will come to you when you've stepped into your personal reality zone of passion, that you grab them, that you take them. And I call those executive decisions and executive choices. You make yourself take them. You grab them when they come, and you have your paper with you. Type it on the notes on your phone. But pay attention, as you're alert to the inspired prompts that you're getting. And then finally is the big one for people, which is not to react to the duality. And that is a challenge for everyone, to not react to the duality. Now, when I say that, it doesn't mean that you're not taking action. It doesn't mean that you don't stand up for yourself, or it doesn't mean that, all kinds of things. It just means that, you're looking at life as objectively as you can. And as you're observing what's going on, you're either self-reflecting in the moment, you're moving energy in the moment, or you're waiting till later, till you approach that situation.
Pavlov Sheep has been in Archaix chats for years. I don't know who this is, but I see Pavlov Sheep all the time. Oh,
Ritual magic only possible. Yeah.
I agree. No doubt.
Yeah, so, just remember, do I want to feed the duality right now? Do I want to feed the ego? Do I want to feed the ego in another? Do I want to feed the duality and continue the loops? And do I want to basically cause things in the future to be more painful or challenging or traumatic that I won't escape? It's going to come around. So fight or flight along with it isn't going to work. So can I be the observer, and then can I come from the authentic self in my decisions and my choices going forward? And more often than not, the quicker we do that, the greater. And when you do that, that comes the challenge, for us sometimes. It's like we're going through the challenge up front instead of later. We're walking through the comfort zone right now instead of later. And we're having the attitude of inside to out. And I'm coming from my authentic authority self rather than from my ego that is, moored to dungeon programming or negative default and, AIX. Do I want that parasitic energy to run me, or do I want my true self to run me? And sometimes you got to take a pause. You got to see it. You got to breathe it. You got to recognize your own patterns, when these things come up. And then you're going to flip it sometimes when you see something bad or you see something challenging. you can say, hey, I'm letting this go. This is something that's trying to dissolve from my life. I need to let this go. Or this is something I need to approach with more strength. I need to come at this instead of fighting or flighting it, or avoidance, which I think is the real biggest thing for people that are at this time. I think many of us, not the collective, but us, we may not fight so much, but we flight and we avoid and we deny and we sacrifice and we live in mediocrity. And I think the inner authority in us can choose to embrace and move through a lot of those territories when it's happening, because you won't escape it. It's what you do with it the next time is what's going to determine, your days after.
I agree.
So
there's also a power in not speaking, and I want to address that real quick. You have your extroverts, and they're always shedding energy, and they're not getting the reason. They're in a feedback of their own. The extroverts that run off at the mouth, we've all met them. I have one very close to me through a family member who is in a serious relationship with this individual, and these extroverts, they have this immense amount of energy, and they're just steadily putting it out there, talking about everything in the world. This doesn't make them a bad person, but it absolutely does identify them as not receiving what they're looking for, because they're stuck in this feedback loop where they're just steadily extroverting, just communicate. I don't want to go into the details, but Taliesin, you're familiar with the bard Taliesin, 15 centuries ago. Taliesin said, he says, I am a bard, and I do not vouchsafe my secrets to slaves. And there's a deeper meaning to what he's not talking about slaves. He's talking about the bards were the possessors of the traditions, the possessors of the chronology of the community. They were the possessors of the regnal list. They were possessors of all the secrets of the trees. This is druid magic, knowing all the different knowledges of the 22 major arcana of the 22 major trees. This is what the druids did. So when he says, I am a bard, I do not vouchsafe my secrets to slaves, he's literally saying that to be in my presence and for me to be able to talk to you is something that should be very highly regarded, because if I have taken the time to say anything to you, you need to have the self-respect to know that you are worthy of receiving it. Because if I would have saw you as a slave, I would have never opened my mouth. So it's a real deep interactive deal that Taliesin is getting into here, and it's about not saying too much to people who are unworthy. If someone's not ready to receive what you're talking about, you are shedding energy unnecessarily, and you'll probably do more injury to that individual for revealing something deep when they were shallow. And it is dangerous to have these conversations with other people on topics and on levels for which they're not ready to receive. Because one of the greatest dangers is the fact that they're going to realize very fast that you and that individual don't have much in common. And two, when they attempt to reconvey information for which they didn't really even process, it's going to come out wrong. So it's like me going to Jarin and saying, man, Big John told me this, and this, and this, and this is because it's unprocessed, and I just let myself be a conduit for information for which I didn't even understand, and I just gave to Jarin a falsified version of what Big John was really telling me. So this is what the truther community is. This is what we have. We have unqualified individuals just running their mouth, teaching people things that aren't qualified to hear the unqualified opinions of these people, and we have nothing but garbage being disseminated everywhere. So at the same time that we do need to be discharging energy in the right way, there's also the danger of discharging energy in the wrong way by talking to people who aren't ready to receive the deeper things that we've already come to understand.
It just makes me want to mention too, to not talk to everybody about what is manifesting in your life. And I think that often people do that and they discharge it, but in the wrong way. You confuse, you doubt it. When you talk to someone that someone you care about from the past, or someone that has an identity, of you they want to have, more often than not, we're not helping ourselves. The field might be about ready to collapse into what we're working towards, and then you totally screw it up by talking about it. That person doubts you, that person wants to protect you, that person thinks you're going in the wrong way, or you doubt yourself. You're remembering who you used to be, and you start to, this is going on subconsciously. It's not conscious. I call it excess potential. And so I just encourage to not talk about what's happening in your world and where you're going most of the time. Now, when you do have people you're aligned with, you have someone you're working on a project with, or someone that like a life coach, someone who is empowering you, that wants that for you and believes they can have it. Someone that's a mentor or someone that you're working on a project with, then you want to. And then there's more power in it, right? Where two or more gather. So, but, for many of us, 98% of our conversations are not that. We're not with people that we want to be talking about what's happening in our world and what we're going to do until it lands. After the fact, you're already in that place. Then maybe you can share it with people that, you want to share it with. But I see so many people that are like 1 degree away from what they're going towards. And then they start blabbing it all up to everyone. And then all of a sudden, all this stuff happens and collapses, and it doesn't pan out because you've verbalized it.
Yeah, somebody said, am I becoming a Muslim now? This is so interesting at how just the change of a hat all of a sudden questions my identity. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. And how many of you errands out there are working out? Speaking of activity and exercise, I know a lot of us are not. So some of you maybe, this is not a call out on individuals, but as a whole, I think a lot of us are watching a lot of the screen. A lot of us are sitting on our ass, and, you want a healthy avatar, and you want to charge where, your energy and where you want to go. It isn't just where your mind's at, it's where your body's at. And so I'm big on exercise, not just to look good, or not just, even for the state of being healthy, but just for the aspect of moving energy and forgetting about everything else in life. It's a big deal. So I think there's a few practical steps that could help us all individually and what we're building as a group, as a tribe, and where we're going, And I wanted to bring up cursive writing.
There's very few of us that can do that anymore.
Yeah. Personally, for me, that's the number one go-to. So there's no wrong. There's no wrong or right. I find that capital print letters, if you're in a very masculine exclamatory place, can be powerful. And although I don't promote it, typing does work. It can work, because you're using two hands, both hemispheres of the brain, but not really. And I've heard you talk about that too, and how it's abstract. And so I'm not a big fan of typing as much, although again, it's not wrong. Sometimes I'll get into the zone and I'll get my phone out and I'll get into notes and I'll use my two thumbs and I'll just start putting it in. And sometimes, instantaneously the field starts responding to myself. So there's no wrong way to do it. But as a rule, I think more of us want to get into cursive writing. So when you're, don't just make a to-do list. That's not what I'm talking about today. The to-do list ought to come from your inspirations. I'm talking about, a manifest list. And sometimes you want to get into the story, and cursive writing can help you slow down, get into the story. And it also merges the hemispheres of your brain so that you'll get more intuitive prompts. And I've heard this, and I don't know if this is true or not, but some people like to throw out that AIX can't read cursive writing.
I've never heard that one.
I've heard that in the errant field a few times.
I'm pretty sure it can.
Yeah, it would make everything in the field, right?
Yep.
Yeah. But cursive writing is a great way to become calmer, stay in the zone, and to become intuitive, So, but like you said, most of us are not writing in cursive.
Well, I will say that I can modify that to an extent, using myself as an example. I can write cursive, but I rarely do because I'm left-handed, and it's so much easier. My printing looks cursive because my letters actually do flow.
Okay.
I drag when I write, because I'm left-handed. I drag across the paper, and a lot of people have noticed that. They say, "Damn, man, your printing is like neurotically neat, but each letter is going straight into the other. It's like reverse cursive, but it's because I'm left-handed. Left-handers trying to write cursive is a nightmare."
Wow.
It's a nightmare because we got to turn our hand all the way this way, and it's weird. Yeah, it's not the same. Right-handers writing cursive, it looks really good. It flows to the right. It was designed for right-handers.
Yeah,
it's not designed for left-handers. Yeah, I can't do anything but punch with my right hand. Everything in life I use my left hand for. But if I'm squabbling, my right hand is my go-to.
Yeah, for sure. No wrong ways, just different ways for different people. I want to bring up time too. So, this may seem obvious, but first and foremost, whenever you have the feeling and the momentum, whenever you got that spark and you feel it, you get the pen and paper out and you start going. So that's the number one rule for me is there's no time. It's whenever you feel it, when you're in it. But as far as an established practice and the times that carry the most benefit for certain is morning and night. So as I mentioned earlier, first thing you do when you wake up, you don't get conditioned by nothing else. You grab your coffee, you sit, you go. You're in that new world and you're vibing high, you're taking actions, and then you're off. And at night, last thing you do before you sleep. I know I'm speaking to the choir with some of you, including you, but it's amazing what you can accomplish if you charge your energy and you go off to sleep to that place of what you can awaken to and what you will see the very next day, as you've talked about. Nighttime is a very, very, very powerful way to kind of bypass a lot of activity and a lot of actions required to go to whatever it is you're seeking.
But if you don't want your natural biorhythms interfered with in sleep, I know a bunch of you are guilty of this. You don't do it, but you need to unplug that Wi-Fi.
Yep.
You need to unplug that Wi-Fi. That is irradiating your entire house. Yep. They use Wi-Fi now, man, to map the inside of people's houses.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got to unplug my Wi-Fi. You see this, my phone right here? See that box? That's a Faraday box.
Yeah.
There's another one right behind you. That's where all my drives are.
Yeah.
All my data drives, protect them. I got them inside Faraday bags and inside the Faraday box.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your phone is irradiating.
Oh yeah.
They wait for you to go to sleep around 2 a.m. to 3 a.m. All your devices, all your computer. If you think you're turning your computer off, you don't know what you're talking about.
No.
Because all computers since like 2014 have been manufactured with a false off mode. When you turn it all the way off, it's not even off. Still recording your audio, still recording everything around.
Yeah.
It's called a false off mode. All computer technicians know about it. Your computer is never really off. Not as long as it's plugged in.
In the last month, I felt the urge more and more to talk about exactly what you're bringing up now. The big deal about it. And, you had Alpha Vedic on recently, and the doctor talked about it, turning it off at night. So I ironically just started actually making myself do that last week. But what I did do is I got a bunch of EMF, real good stuff to put on. The phone is such a big deal. I used to, 2 weeks ago, a month ago, before I got this, I didn't even want to be near it. I was trying to override it, but my body kept telling me what it's doing. And I'm finding myself almost battling using it. And ever since I put, the EMF chip on it, it feels like holding a rock or holding a tree.
Yep.
Same thing with clipping the Wi-Fi with chips, So I've got it in the phone, and this is what this watch is. It's not a watch.
Really?
It's an EMF blocker.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't agree with the, somebody had gifted me one. And I tried to give it back to them and they just said, no, that's a gift. You go ahead and keep it. I didn't. I said, okay, I appreciate it. But they gave me one of those like Apple watches as a computer.
Oh.
I'm not going to put that on my body.
No, those are the worst.
Right there next to me, the thinnest, least protected area of my vascularity. Right there, all the veins are exposed. No, I'm not doing that.
That and the wireless headphones.
Yeah.
No.
I get it. It's
Yeah, I think it's. I'm not affiliated with them, but I think it's EMFsolutions.com. It's amazing, real stuff, powerful stuff, not that expensive, and such a big deal, huge deal. So,
it's crazy when you go to research and all that and find out that, damn, man, they've been lying to us all these years about lead paint. All these years, they wanted us to remove the lead paint because it actually stops surveillance. It stops these 5G towers from being able to map the inside of your house and all that, man. Lead paint. So lead paint's bad. Yeah, so asbestos got all these high concentrations of lead in it. All these things that we just openly put in our buildings and no one ever had any problems with, all of a sudden they're terrible for us. But it's only because all the tech companies can't do all the little effery with us because we have them. It's crazy.
Yeah, guys, big deal. I think it's going to become more and more of a bigger deal, even for those of us that think we can spiritually wall it off. Not to be afraid of it, just to be aware and to pay attention. And I notice my sleep since I turned it off is a big deal. I'm sleeping much deeper and actually less amount of time, but deeper by turning my Wi-Fi off.
Yeah, the deeper you sleep, the less you need.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're laying there for a whole 8 hours,
yeah,
you're doing it to yourself. I mean, it's the only people I know that sleep like that, there's something wrong. They're either depressed, there's either something wrong emotionally, they're depressed, or they're elderly. So that's the only thing wrong. Your avatar's aged. But middle-aged people and younger shouldn't be sleeping a full 8 hours. I barely get 5.5 hours. I'm just fine. But I sleep super deep. I sleep so deep I can't remember my dreams. I'm pretty sure I have them, but just don't remember.
Yeah, guys. So, that's my little bit of encouragement for the day, is to get your pen and paper out. Start tomorrow morning. As soon as you wake up, do nothing else. Put your music on that feels good. Get in an environment that feels good. If it's not home, go to a cafe. Go to some place that feels inspiring and just go with it, and get into what I call the vertical zone, where you're in the reality as if it's already happened. You're feeling like it's already happened. That quote, that we see in 1984 for the collective, those who control the past control the future, those who control the present control the past. It really partakes, can be invoked within to your individual life. If you can see your future as a past, if you can feel your future as the past, if you can be it in the now, and then, take the inspired actions that come while you're there, you will notice a big change in your life within a few short days. But you have to be consistent with it. And, we project how and strategy and time. And the idea is we're talking about getting out of time and out of any strategy. You have no strategy. You're just already in it. And again, I know this is nothing new than what Jason's talked about in such eloquent words. I'm just here to kind of encourage more of us, the Archaix, errant leaders, to be doing so, to do it, because we can be living an amazing life too, and we can be having our unique impact. But it's not going to happen when we're just watching other people, or we're staying in the same patterns that we've been in, waiting for something to happen. So
I want to address this. This is Julia Hall. I have nerve damage in my arms and in my spine. So after my surgeries, I will start working out. So, not to be critical, but yeah. I know you're informing us of your present condition, but you're not just informing, you're affirming your condition. And this is where it becomes a negative feedback loop. The recognition of a negative will always reinforce that negative. It's no different than a positive. You're not doing anything wrong, but you have to understand why the world is the way it is. It's because we're always claiming we know what is truth. And your truth right now is you have all this nerve damage, and that you can't work out right now and you can't heal right now because you just had nerve damage in your arms and in your spine, and that you have to have these surgeries, and that after those surgeries, you're going to start working out. So you have just laid out a sequential version of events that your life must follow in order for you to be into whole again. What I'm trying to tell you right now is that you don't have to acknowledge any of this. So what you have to get surgery? So what after you're going to have to heal after the surgery? So what that working out will promote? What I'm saying now is that wherever the mental goes, the body follows. You can already start the healing process now for something you haven't even suffered. You can already get ahead of something. If retrocausality is real, and I can fix a problem in the present by rethinking what actually happened in the past, and I can change the past by thinking in the present, then I can also modify the future by doing something now. There's just no rules that really apply. So what I'm telling you is that you can literally come out of this really fast and rapidly by just modifying your thinking. Quit admitting things for what they are and start admitting them for the way you want them to be. That's all I'm saying.
Beautifully said. And Tracy, I see it.
Where's you see that one?
Right here.
Okay.
I'm glad you admitted that. You're the only errant you know. I find that to be a common theme, is people complain or decide it's okay to believe that there's not many of us around. And so I think that, first of all, it's okay to admit it. It's okay that that's the reality, but that reality can change. And I think that one of our bigger focuses, besides money and success or everything else, can be drawing to you people that you're resonant to. But it's going to start with you. It's going to start with you believing that they're actually around, because they are. They're everywhere. But we got to be able to believe that, you know, we got to be able to feel that and say yes to that. So I'm not picking on you. I think it's actually a great thing. And I, you know, number one, join Archaix Underground, you know, then you can tune into your family there. But also let's bring it into our physical reality. You know, let's draw in, start to imagine what it feels like to be around people of like mind, to exchange energy, to be in synergy on projects and support one another, and what it feels like to have them right in your own area, you know, in your physical life, let alone online. So a lot of people out there are kind of alone. And although that can be halfway true, you know, relatively, you know, you don't live in a big city and you live out in the country. On the other side of it, it isn't true at all. They could be right down the street and you just haven't vibrated in that frequency to attract to one another. So just put the call out in, because when one or more gather, a lot can change in your life.
What is somebody mentioned, man, why don't I know what this is? Shungite bars. I've heard that expression before. What are shungite bars? Somebody mentioned it in the chat. You need shungite bars. You never heard of that?
I know, not the bars.
Shungite rings or shungite bars?
No.
Somebody mentioned it. They'll re-mention it in the chat.
Shungite. I mean, I know Shilajit. I'm trying to think of shungite bars.
Somebody sent me some Shilajit. I don't even know what it is. I got a box of stuff from Alphabetic. I'm just doing a little
Great
bit every
stuff.
doing a little bit every day. I don't know anything about health stuff. I really don't. I just try to eat good. Don't eat processed food. Don't eat trash.
Yeah.
And when I feel like my body needs some TLC, I'll just go on a carnivore diet, do a little purge.
Me too.
But then I start feeding for vegetables though. It's crazy, man. There's all kinds of things my mama could not get me to eat when I was a kid. You could not put asparagus in my mouth. I would rebel. I would revolt. I would willingly do punishments. I would willingly do chores and all that just not to eat asparagus.
And now you love it.
It's not that I love it with some salt and pepper and a steak. It's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not my favorite food, but I can definitely eat it now. Oh, it's so crazy. So crazy. When you grow up, how your tastes change.
Yeah. Well, I mean, talk about experts and someone you can trust. I think Alphabetic is where to go. I think that there's a lot of great stuff in there. I've purchased some of it myself.
I'm probably going to. I don't promote anything on my channel. You don't see it.
But them maybe.
I might promote their stuff. See how it goes. Shungite, the stone from Karjala region in eastern Finland.
Oh yeah, block EMFs.
Okay, it leads electricity and protects against radiation. Man, I can't believe all this time I was thinking that a brand new 5G phone is what put me in the hospital.
No.
And what it is when we go out here, I'll show you the pole. But my head was 2 feet away from that
smart meter.
Back when I had the RV on the property. If you go when we walk up out of here, if you look across the street, the RV is now across the street underneath a huge awning to protect it from them, because it's a brand new RV. It's nice, but it's under this awning to protect it. But it used to be over here on my property on this side.
Yeah.
And the slide out barely touched the pole, and the smart meter was right there where I put my head. I was in the hospital 13 days behind that. Lost weight and everything. You hear my dog?
I hear her.
She wants in. You be quiet, Bella.
Yeah, we hear it a lot. She's adorable. Yeah, it's nasty stuff. Yeah, so, guys, if you were to go to sleep tonight, before you go to bed, and you wrote yourself a diary of what happened today, you could draw it up easily. You could explain what happened, how you felt, what went on, in sequence almost, right? It'd be easy to describe how your day went today. This is exactly what we do when we're charging the field and creating the reality we wish to create. It's like writing a diary. So start to project the feeling of already having it in the past, as opposed to a future and a strategy of which to get there. So just think of it like writing a diary of the past. Say something funny.
Nanny Puffins.
Oh.
This is the girl who lives in Vegas she stalked me, hunted me down in a restaurant. I was doing sports betting at the Venetian with some people, and she hunted me down at a restaurant nearby. I think we're over near the Palazzo, and she's real good people, but she's definitely not feeling that asparagus. Let's see. Yeah, there's a lot of people with some awesome stories. I hear them all the time, especially at the meetups. We're doing a meetup in February. Matter of fact, Big John just today informed me of the place. We're going to a new place. We're not doing the old place. He found a better place. It can seat more people. It has more accommodations, better restaurants, and it's not in that industrial area of town like the other one. The other Houston meetups. This is in a real nice area, closer to here.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
So it's in Humble instead of West Houston.
Still the same amount of people, or
it can hold a little bit more. It can hold just a little more.
That's good.
But I'm not doing traveling, so I haven't done any meetups. Vegas is the last one, so this is going to be in February. I'm pretty sure we're going to sell out fast because I'm just not traveling to do meetups right now, and I'm not going to until I finish Archaix Academy. That's it. Archaix Academy got stopped because I lost Archaix TV because that whole platform player went down. So I had to spend time with Archaix Underground. Then my separation from Dawn created a whole bunch of drama and a whole bunch of problems in my life that had to be dealt with in Archaix. Transitioning everything to Cheryl and Big John and Cole. And so I'm like, damn, am I ever going to get back to finishing this Archaix Academy? So now I've got all my Academy files organized, but I've done such a deep dive in new research that I wanted to include all the new data into the Academy files. So I hopefully there's only 65 courses. 26 of them have been released. I'm hoping that I can get out the rest of them all before Christmas because I got my work cut out for me. But Big John's got so many people coming on the channel, it actually frees my time up to do this. I don't have to actually do a whole bunch of my own videos. I'm going to do a bunch of podcasts for the next few weeks. Except for my Zodiac video. I do have a Zodiac video that I have to get out.
Yeah, that's coming out in a day or two, huh?
No. I'm in no hurry. I'm going to give everybody about 3 days. I'm going to post it, and I'm not even going to do the video for about 3 days because this is big. My Atlantis video was my final one. There's nothing new I can add to the Atlantis deal. I'm done with it. The Zodiac has to be done. This has to be my last video on the Zodiac. So it's amazing what I found. And it's because I ordered like 7 new books, all from academics. One of them is a book by a guy who spent 40 years studying the Zodiac to finish his PhD thesis. And his PhD thesis is on the origin of the Zodiac, and all the other scholars cite this guy. So I ordered the book, and it blew my mind what he says. Could not believe it, man. Yeah, it's crazy. So I got that. I'm gonna cite him and show his book. It's amazing. There's the One Tucks.
Look forward to that.
What's this? The One Tucks are saving furiously to be able to come to February. Let me tell you something. You guys make it to Texas. If you guys make it to Texas, I promise you don't have to pay that ticket money. You guys just get it. Just come on in.
Why don't you stop saving and just start planning that you're coming?
That's right. New Zealand's not that far.
Don't worry about having the
Yeah.
money.
Yeah.
Just feel that you're already here and you're coming. See what shows up.
We're going to make that happen.
Playfully.
We're going to make that happen.
Yeah, Jason will make it happen anyway.
One Tux gave me some awesome books. Some I still have to reveal on YouTube. Some of them I have to do videos out of them. They're that good. Some awesome.
Yeah, another, just to bring it up, because it's not on your channel, but many of you might have seen it, but that interview you had with Joel recently was great up on his channel. If you haven't checked it out, check it out on Joel's channel, Perceiver.
Joel's got great energy.
Yeah, amazing.
So she's been growling at the door and not getting any responses. So she moves over here by the window, starts barking. Yeah, my dog, man, my dog.
She licked my ear for about 3 minutes straight. If I didn't stop her, she was going to keep going. There was no stop in sight. So
it's good stuff. Yeah, the origin of the Zodiac. There's so many good ones. Who is this Kid R? Matter of fact, which book is this? Oh, this is also by a scholar, but it's not the book I'm talking about. This is by Robert Powell. It's got some amazing stuff too, but this isn't the book I'm talking about. The book I'm talking about, I've already put it in the library over there. I'll go show it to you when we're done.
Yeah, I'd like to see that.
But listen, my original theory was that something terrible happened in the late 8th century BC. I haven't found a single thing that argues that, but all the scholars are agreeing. Yeah, the year did change at this exact time, and yes, many different Assyrian and Egyptian records of the time are giving some really weird calendrical misinformation. It's like both of these civilizations have 1,000 years of astronomical histories and all these observations, and yet all of a sudden you don't even know what's in your own sky and stars. And it's like, what's going on?
Well,
why is there this 200 or 300 year period of history where every civilization in the world they all have totally different stellar spheres? Everybody's trying to figure out a new system. It's so crazy, dude, what I'm going to show in this deal and what scholars are saying about the Zodiac. It is blowing my mind, man. Yeah, well, one of the biggest things was I couldn't believe that the Sumerian, the Akkadian, the Assyrian, the Vedic, and the Egyptian zodiacs. They don't even have a Leo. None of those older zodiacs even have a lion, a Leo. No. But that's the whole reason I've been on the Zodiac deal. It's the whole reason. Because Graham Hancock, Robert Bauval, Robert Schoch, all of them use Leo, the age of Leo, to date all this stuff that they say happened in the Younger Dryas.
Skipping Cancer and Gemini.
Yes, skipping the whole 4,200 years of history. So anyway, once I publish what the scholars have actually said about the Zodiac, these guys have no more standing. Because I've already taken the Atlantis dating from them. It's gone. Now the Zodiac dating. And then the third thing is going to be archaeoastronomy. So what it appears to me is that because I'm a simulationist, what it appears to me is that in the 8th century, the entire program was reset, rebooted, even a whole new sky. You understand? It's just everything was new and everything started over. And the new program it's real because I've already had astrologers show me, man, this shit's real. The whole natal charts and all that. So the programming is real and it's relevant today. My only issue is that it did not exist prior to the 18th. It was a totally different program back then.
Right.
Yeah. And guess what led all the zodiacs of the ancient world? It was the dog constellation, and wherever the moon was before or behind the dog. That's what all the old zodiacs were about. A dog running across the sky, and where the moon was in proportion to the dog. And that's why they would say, well, the moon is with the 7 sisters, the Pleiades. Yeah. So it's the moon's getting shot, Arcturus. So this is not Sagittarius. This is Arcturus. So or the moon's going, or the dog is close to going toward his master. The moon is over by Orion.
Right.
Orion and his dogs. So it is so crazy, man. Everything I found out about the Zodiac, and it's only because I've been feeling this pressure to do one last Zodiac video because I don't want to mislead anybody. And I do have detractors that don't know what the hell they're talking about. So I'm just going to use one video to shut everybody up, and I'm going to move on. I'm done with these topics. Yeah. I'm done with these topics. People might be real surprised I started doing astrology videos after that Zodiac deal because astrology is real. Mm-hmm. It is real. Mm-hmm. It just changed. The whole sim changed and gave us a whole new sky.
Absolutely. We'll change again. Yeah.
Shungite. What is that? Shungite is good for EMF protection, neutralizing negative energy. All right. I've heard shungite. I know what it is. Okay. I have a shungite pyramid. It's on one of the shelves in the barn dominium. I have a shungite. It's big. It's about that tall. It's a full shungite pyramid with all kinds of stuff inside. I know I've seen the word. I know I've seen the word before, but I have a shungite pyramid.
Yeah, so have I. We were just talking about food, and I read bar, and I was thinking in the wrong terms.
Yeah.
And yeah, guys, for those of you that do go to the Cosmic Human Design site where we talked before, just remember you can't book on there. That'll book with Richard. If you want to reach out to me, just email me. You can go to my website, and then you can email me. Some people get confused and they book on the site. You got to book through me. That's the human design using the true sidereal astrology.
Excuse me. Let's see. Wow. Dogs are the best. Everybody's talking about dogs. No. Interesting that the moon card in the tarot has the dog. That's crazy. Because studying the zodiac, it led me into several other deals like tarot. So come to find out that tarot was developed. It was basically a Jewish occult system in the 13 and 1400s. It was originally a card game. And then they developed the 22 arcana, and they just went off, and it's really 78 cards. 78. I gotta fix this, man. This normally stays in the library, but the tarot was it only incorporated the zodiac information in the 1500s. Tarot originally was basically a card game. Then they because it was a 22 card deck, and then it was upgraded to 56, and then it became 78 major and minor arcana.
Yeah.
So the tarot, but when I was researching the zodiac, I come across even the Kabbalah. So I didn't know that. I just knew it was an old text, but come to find out, the scholars have published the Kabbalah comes from the 1200s. Kabbalah is full of zodiacal stuff, but the Book of Jubilees is not. It's so compelling. The Book of Jubilees is rabbinical calendrics. The whole book is about dating things and calendars and all that. And there's not a hint of a zodiac in the Book of Jubilees. It's 2,000 years old. It's from the 1st century. So it's crazy, everything that I found out. 2 canines on the moon card. 1 domestic wild wolf. So what all do you have on your website? What exactly? I know you're local. I know you're here in this area. But where exactly in this area?
Walden.
You're in Walden?
Yeah.
You're on the other side of the lake.
Yeah.
You're exactly on the other side of the lake.
Know.
Yeah, man. I'll be damned.
Yeah, I moved here in February.
Wow. You know the old La Toretta that was turned into Jimmy Buffett's
Margaritaville? Okay, I know Margaritaville.
Okay. When Jimmy Buffett bought that, he had his people farm for local contractors all around here. Listen, man, this is crazy because I'm doing Paradise Rock Gardens and I'm barely new to this. I'm new to this, but I'm doing really good, high quality flagstone work. And I threw my bid in. I showed up when they did public bidding. I showed up and they needed somebody to do the flagstoning on the 18th, 19th, and 20th floor, the luxury suites for the La Toretta. And they said, we're going to change this to Margaritaville, Jimmy Buffett. So it's okay. There's like 30 different contractor groups there already working, but they haven't started on the upper floors. They're doing the finish work on all the lower floors. I'll be damned, man, if I didn't get that bid. I couldn't believe it, man. So it's like I was only doing flagstone for about a year when I got that bid. So I got to go in there, and I was just one group though. There's like 6 different small companies that all came in to do the rock work and the flagstone. Okay. So we all kind of worked together.
Oh, there
you understand? So it wasn't just me by myself, but out of like 30 different groups that were all trying to get those 3 floors bids, I was one of the 6. Worked my ass off.
Oh, I bet.
I worked my ass off. But man, that's right there on Walden.
Yeah, that's where I am.
Right there on Walden.
Yep, right in Walden. The other side of the lake. I just come across the highway over the lake.
That's when I was in survival mode before I started my YouTube channel. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I went to work every day on my Harley. I was living on a motorcycle. Yeah, I went to work every day on my bike. It's good money. It's good money.
Yeah.
By the time you're done, by the time you're done with that type of work, the rest of the day you don't want to do shit. You know what I mean? You don't want to do anything.
Yeah. Feel good though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm in Walden. My website just it talks about, what I do with work with people, whether, field construction, manifestation in general, with writing, as well as sound. There's certain sound and chants that I engage in at certain times. The basic thing is writing, though, the consistency of it. And then the cosmic human design, which we talked about on the last show.
Right.
So all that is what's on the website. It shares a little more on there. And then I got a couple programs going on that I put in the link. We put in the link below. Those are 2 different programs that I co-teach. And one of them is all about writing daily and about not reacting to the duality, and then utilizing intelligences that are more cosmic or higher in nature versus the ego default. And so we go through that. And then there's another one called Prosperous Portal. So those are programs I have going on. In fact, that one's going to have a 5-day free challenge video coming up in early December. So if you keep in touch with me, you'll see that's going on. And we're going to be doing activities together. So we'll do live activities where we're not just talking about it, where we're actually doing it with music and with sound and with writing and with everything else. So
so all throughout the video.
Yeah, thank you. You guys are the best. Thank you, Pamela.
My mods do that for every guest. They put all the links in there. So you do private consultations as well.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Every day.
Really? Is that much activity?
Yeah.
In the community?
Yeah, I backed away I ended the training back in 2010, and ever since then just went with it. And sometimes you're busy, sometimes you're not, but you can always get yourself busy again. And right. So I've got some met some people over the world.
We need to set up I normally rely on Big John to do that. We need to set up another little get together. You know how we just show up at a restaurant, about 12 of us, 13, just do that. We need to do that again.
Sounds great.
Not a full meetup. You already know meetups take work. Meetups take work. But just showing up at the restaurant like we did last time, that was awesome.
Yeah,
was that breakfast?
That was a great meetup.
I like that place too, off 1488.
Yeah.
In the forest back there where they got that pond and alligator. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, that's where we went prior to your event.
Yeah, that was the last
day before.
Yes, yeah. The last meetup, that's where we went and go hang out tonight. They can hold a lot of people. They had that food truck there. We were overwhelming them. Let's see. Yeah, it's all good times. So what is this? Share. This is not your website. Shared meet Jarin.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, is it? Okay.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, well, your links aren't in the description box right now. They're just in the chat because we had to delete the prior 3 videos. So as soon as this video's over, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to copy and paste all those links right back in there because I have them preserved in the email that you sent Big John.
Thanks.
I have all those.
Yeah, guys, I don't see, you do what you love. You do what you're passionate about. And when you do that, good things happen. But you got to go with it. You got to give it your all. You got to be willing to get out of the old story and into the new one too. And accept life. Accept the challenges as a gift. Accept that, when something looks like it's falling apart, that means something amazing is on the horizon. You just got to walk through it. And, sometimes for me, I plan ahead. In other words, save, attain, create ahead. But a lot of times I just create as I go. So along the way, I moved to, I lived in Thailand a while, lived in Hawaii, lived in Puerto Rico, lived in California, lived in New York. And a lot of times I went with nothing and I just create as I go, and it's amazing. You can create something that happened in a different space before you're even there and then get into that space and everything that you were putting out comes to be. So, but I think we wait.
Hear that dog? She's getting frustrated. Kira being a smartass, paging Dr. Brashears. You don't see this is tinfoil? You can't tell this is tinfoil? I guess you can, huh? You can't tell this is tinfoil?
Now they think you're a doctor.
Yeah.
That's not what he was going for.
Oh, you know what? It's because I'm wearing this shirt. It's because I'm wearing this shirt. That's why. Because it's almost the same color as a tinfoil. It's a tinfoil hat. Made to look like tinfoil at least. I ordered 2 different kinds. I plan on doing a video with Martin one of these days. We normally wear tinfoil hats. Me and that boy talk about anything.
Oh,
yeah. Matter of fact, you walk right by my Harley.
Yeah.
Coming in. Somebody said, does Jason still ride?
Absolutely.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I have this right here. Gets mounted to my bike. This right here gets mounted to the front of my bike when I ride. I haven't recorded a video in a while. I guess I could if y'all want me to. This mounts right here. It stays too. I got a little mount right there on the tree
awesome.
Tree of my bike. Yeah, I can go 90 miles an hour. This thing don't move. It's crazy. It's crazy how these GoPro stands are badass.
Now that'd be a hell of a motorcycle rant.
I've done videos on my motorcycle, but I record the ride and then come back and do a voiceover.
Yeah, because you can't talk during it. Yeah.
Yeah, I did that. Yeah, man. Mind over matter. I don't mind because it just don't matter. No, you've heard that.
Yep.
My passion is kitties and chocolate.
That's my mother.
All right. That's your mom?
That's mom.
Oh, that's your mom right there?
Diana, yeah.
Diana M. 1212.
She's serious too.
My passion. There's mom right there. My passion. Enjoy kitties and chocolate. What kind of sparkles you talking to? See all my sparkles?
She's talking about sparkling, I think, champagne.
Yeah. I still have my vices. At nighttime, I'll drink a shot or 2 right before I go to sleep. As I'm reading, I'll drink.
Yeah.
I got up there, I've got blended whiskey. I've got bourbon, brandy, cognac. I got like 5 or 6 different ones up there right now. Yeah. You know what? I don't think I've been drunk
in a long time.
Almost 20 years.
Wow.
In prison. Yeah. In prison, off hooch. Yeah. Yeah. That's right.
I'll do it once in a while. I went through a phase for years, but I don't drink anymore. Just occasional for good time. Yeah. My addiction is right there, and I'm proud of it. Yeah. And I got good coffee karma.
Good coffee karma?
Yeah, I used to start off my workshops talking about that. You can be in front of people and say, right there, have my sip of coffee. I've done kinesiology tests where even if the coffee isn't itself good for my physical, it is for my spiritual. My body will tell me. Made it my friend as you go around the world. It's always got me in my coffee.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good talk. I have to go back and listen to the beginning of the video. See what you were in here for like 8 minutes by yourself. I have no idea what you said during then.
Yeah, it's never smooth. Hasn't been smooth my first 2 visits here. It's been going with the flow.
I have to get a set. You know, the studio's not set up for that. So I try to rig things up and it doesn't work. We had audio feedback that was so terrible when we set up 2 cameras and even disabled the audio on 1 camera. It was still doing feedback and we couldn't figure out why. When we tried to change the settings, StreamYard deleted the videos. Then YouTube started deleting videos. Like, oh man, it's just one of those days. One of those days. Bourbon tincture with dried herbs. I didn't know you were that close, man. Because I'll tell you, I can leave Willis, like on my bike sometimes. I'll take the 1097 route and go over the bridge, over the lake on the bridge on 1097. It's like the scenic route. Yeah. And when it comes out, I can take 1 left turn and be on Walden.
Yeah, that's where I just drove.
Right there.
That's where I just came from.
Okay, so you didn't go. Okay, the southern route down to 105.
No, not this time.
Because you can also
go. I went over the lake.
But you can also go all the way to the truck stop to get to the interstate. Straight down the interstate to 3083. 3083 cuts over to 105. Yeah. 105 goes straight up to Walden.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I've done that way too, but this way is a couple minutes.
Man,
faster.
when I was contracting, I learned all these roads. I know every road in and out this lake.
Yeah.
But they're building up a lot out there though. I might not ride. It's been a year since I've been riding, because a little past Walden, you'll get to little downtown Montgomery. And then little past Montgomery, was that Doggett?
Doggett? I don't know.
What is that? on the way to Navasota.
Don't know that.
Once you leave Montgomery, there's just one little town there, and it's a straight shot to Navasota. Yeah. I've been on my bike everywhere, but there's so many roads out there that go in different directions.
Old Town Montgomery is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's all right.
It's small, but it's unique.
So there's in Montgomery downtown down there. There's Phil's Steakhouse.
Yeah.
You ever been there?
Not yet.
Yeah, I was so when I got out of prison, I got a job there, and I told the owner, and I just told the owner straight out. I says, listen, I'm a long-term convict, and one of my parole conditions is that I got to have a job. I said, but I'm already doing things to make money, and I kind of started pressure washing. I had 2 pressure washing machines, and I was making a bunch of money. And my parole officer got on my ass when she found out how much money I was making. Yeah, my dad would tell you the whole story. Shocked both of us. It shocked both of us because I was paying all my parole fees. When you get out of prison after long-term confinement, they want you to go through all these little programs. I got to pay for all of them.
Yeah.
So I'm paying for everything. I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do. I'm not getting any trouble whatsoever. And I'm driving around. My dad gave me this car, and it is a Ferrari Cadillac hybrid, and it's called an Alante.
Wow.
And it's beautiful. Look them up online. They're called Alantes. They only made them for a couple of years, but it's because Europeans don't like Cadillacs. So Cadillac and Ferrari got together, and my Cadillac has these huge Ferrari symbols on both sides. And the principal designer was Pininfarina, and his signature is on the Cadillac on both sides. And the Cadillac is a convertible. It's red. It's powerful race car. Got a V8 32 valve North Star engine, and I was just abiding by the law when I could go 120 miles an hour in a jump. So Dad gave me the car. And the 1993 cherry red Alante with the North Star engine only made 5,300 of them, and they sent them by ship to Europe. Nobody bought them, so they sent them back, and they became a #1 collector's item here in the United States. So this is my car when I get out for parole. You can imagine all the guys. You can imagine all the guys that were hating on me when I go to the parole office. But I got this awesome, badass Ferrari Cadillac hybrid. Most people have never even heard of it.
No.
But if you look it up online, I still have pictures of me sitting in it, driving and everything. But it's called a Alante, Allante. They're beautiful cars, and they're made by Cadillac, but they're designed by Ferrari. The whole body is Ferrari. They sent them to Italy to put the body on, and then they tried to sell them in Germany, Switzerland, Holland. No one bought them because they still had the Cadillac emblem on the front. Yeah, so they sent him back to the United States. Well, anyway, I'm driving this. It's a badass car, and my parole officer was kind of hating on me because she figures, oh man, you think you're better than everybody else. And I can't control this is the car my dad gave me. You know what I mean? I can't control that, and I sure can't control the fact that you don't like that I'm making so much money just going through the neighborhood, pressure washing people's houses, pressure washing their 18-wheelers. I would go to those truck stops. And I would just walk around telling these guys in 18-wheelers, man, I said, hey, are you under company contract to wash your vehicle, man? Or do you want to do it? So what are you talking about? I said, man, you're going to be here showering and eating, right? They said, yeah. I says, listen, man, less than 30 minutes, man, I have your whole truck clean, man. Just give me what you think it's worth. And this is what I did. I used to come home and show my dad, man, bricks of thousands.
Yeah.
Pressure washing. So, yeah, she reported me to her higher ups talking about I'm doing unofficial type work. I'm busting my ass.
No, you're not.
So I had to go find a job that was going to force me, that the owner of wherever I was going to work was going to be able to sign off that I'm coming to work every day. Yeah. So this is my parole conditions were that I had meaningful, gainful employment and I'm not getting in trouble. But to them, they wanted me to work for minimum wage. So I go to Phil's Roadhouse. Phil's Roadhouse in Montgomery. I go to Phil's Roadhouse and I talked to the owner and I told him the situation and told him, I said, listen, it's not even about the money. I'm going to continue to make money on the side doing what I'm doing, but I'm being forced to do this. Mm-hmm. So whatever job you have here, I don't care what it is, I'll do it. I'm thinking she's going to make me a dishwasher. You understand?
Yeah.
I said, I'm not even here for the money. I'm here to satisfy this woman, man, because she's trying to violate my parole. So anyway, long story short, she made me bartender. I'm on parole. So she made me bartender. So she says, I need help in the bar. It says, we got guys, we got all these girls working here, and guys give us problems all the time and all that. Yeah. I said, well, you want me as a bouncer or you want me as a bartender? She says, oh, if you're a bartender, you're going to do both. So I said, okay, cool. So I started bartending. I don't know shit about any of this, man. I got all the women teaching me how.
Yeah.
They all know I'm an ex-con. And when my parole officer, your nose all up in the air, shows up in there, and they all covered for me, every single one of them. Even the owner, even the owner covered for me and said, "Oh, he's our dishwasher. He just comes out here to help every once in a while to deliver. He's not a bartender." So this is what I had to do for like 9 months. It feels until I was off parole. Yeah, and in the 10th month, I got a little notice in the mail from Austin, Texas, the capital. Yeah, man. Talking about your rights have been restored.
Oh.
Yeah, congratulations. Full discharge of sentence. I got a little card in the mail, and then it was followed by another card about 3 weeks later. One was jury duty. Yeah.
Already.
Yeah, one was jury duty, and the other one was they sent my voter registration deal. And this is 2019. And in 2019, I actually thought that your vote mattered.
I was going to
say,
you
know what I mean? And I voted for Trump.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I went to the local church, lined up with everybody else. I was wagging my tail because the first time in my life I was 49 years old and I was able to vote. Or 48, I was able to vote. I said, man, I'm now
good story.
I'm now a productive member of society.
Wouldn't do it again.
Yeah.
But you got to do it once.
I got to do it once. I won't.
I've never done it.
I won't participate again. But yeah. All right, man. That pretty much sums it up. Unless you got something else you want to say.
Oh no, just to really appreciate being here and appreciate all you errands out there, getting to know a lot of you. And like I said, for those who haven't joined Archaix Underground, it is the place to be.
I need to push it more.
It is a self-contained place. You know, it's contained, and it's good stuff. Everybody's sharing things, and it's not overdone either. People aren't blabbing for attention. You can see a lot of maturity in there, and not used to that on most social media.
We have some awesome admins and mods
to help keep it.
Yeah. Oh, they're doing a great job keeping the BS out. Yeah. No wasting time on Facebook educated type crap. There's really high quality stuff being posted in there.
Yeah, good stuff. So all my links are below. And it's always good to be here in space, guys. I tell you, it's fun to see all the books.
Absolutely. So I'm going to have John Lamb Lash on Friday. That's my next. What is today? Tuesday. So tomorrow I'm doing a live. They normally go 3.5 hours with my Cypher community. I'm going to do a live there tomorrow. Excuse me. Thursday, I don't know what I'm going to do. Maybe nothing. Friday, John Lamb Lash. And then sometime after that, I'll do my Zodiac deal. I got to do one final Zodiac video to get all this data out there so I can move on.
Let it go.
I got to let it go. But I can't let it go until it's right.
Quick question. So on your underground, you get to do videos and things in there, right?
Well, here's the problem. Here's the problem with underground videos. Their platform is set up to where if I go live, I can only have 100 people in there.
Okay.
Now, I mean, everybody can see the video, just like YouTube. It's on there forever. You can go see it. And I'm going to start doing live videos, but they're going to be on highly specific topics. And but the problem is there's only see the live chat right here. Only 100 people can be in there. So
I gotcha.
Which might be just fine because we hit 3,000 yesterday. We have 3,000 members in the underground. So if I do a live, there probably won't be the full 100 there anyway. It's not like YouTube where I have access to hundreds of thousands of people when the signal goes out saying Archaix is about to go live. So in our underground, there's only access to 3,000 and there's never more than 100 people in there at a time anyway. Matter of fact. Yeah. So you know what? I might start doing those quickly.
It's a good idea. Add some value.
I think there was also something I read in there about voucher lives or something. It's where I pass the baton and give somebody else from their computer. They can just go live in underground. You understand?
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. So I got to look at, there's a lot of things in the settings I still need to go through. I just had to find some place since Archaix TV was the platform went down. The whole player platform, not Archaix TV, the whole player platform went offline. So I had to find somewhere else to go.
And how awesome is that? Because look at what you have
underground
now.
Is so much better.
It's the first of its kind.
So much better.
For an individual. So
we do have our little outro. This is Jarin and Jason. We're going to sign out. It was a great little chat. We're going to do this again. And You need to check out all his links. They're in the description box, so they will be within 2 minutes. I got to copy and paste them again because this video is like our 4th attempt. But until later, guys.
See a lot of you in February.
Yes, sir.